ultimate Canadian Rockies wildlife documentary, Banff and National Park. I have been getting so many suggestions to look into Banff and Jasper National Park, so I'm really excited to get into this video. I hear that a moose can weigh up to 700 kilos. Oh my god. Okay, let's just jump on in.
Banff and Jasper National Parks are world-famous destinations, and for good reason. The Canadian Rocky Mountains are a protected wilderness, home and refuge to many wild animals. My name is Les McDonald, and I've spent over 22 years of my life in Banff National Park. I have a passion for all things wild, and I've been fortunate to have shared a lot of personal time with the wild animals you'll see in this video. I hope you enjoy watching this as much as I enjoyed filming it. This is the ultimate wildlife of the Canadian Rockies. I think what makes the Canadian Rockies so incredible is the abundance of fresh water that we have. We're blessed. We have some of the cleanest and clearest water I've ever seen anywhere in the world. Beautiful view of Mount Rundle with the Vermilion Lakes down on the bottom there. Our story starts in the spring, and here I came across a beautiful moment with this mother moose and her calf. And I was lucky because we were able to canoe up to this small island just between the mom and the bank, and we were actually able to get quite close. This little gaffer was still pretty wobbly on his legs, but within a week they learned how to walk fairly well and actually swim and become quite independent in their environment. But he's still a little awkward. What I find incredible about moose is how well adapted they are to their environment. You can see that she's still got her eyes and her ears above water while she's eating, and I guess maybe that was an evolutionary advantage to having such a long face. And what makes spring really magical is the abundance of beautiful wildflowers.
Wow, that baby moose. Oh, so cute. All of the water, it's so clear and blue. It's like a mirror image. The views, the mountains, the landscape. Oh, it's just incredible. So beautiful. 2 minutes, 36 seconds in, I'm ready to cry. Wow. Just wow.
Now here we are in a meadow. We were actually on our way out to Mayette Hot Springs in Jasper National Park, and we came across this beautiful flower-filled meadow. I don't know if you've ever been to Marine Lake or not, but it is one of the most beautiful lakes in the world, in my opinion. And you've got the Valley of the 10 Peaks in the background there. And I don't know if you know this, but it used to be the picture on the back of our Canadian $20 bill. It's no longer the picture on the back of our new bills, but if you get an old 20, you'll probably see it. And you find beauty in even the smallest places. I came across this group of hundreds of police gar moths. I don't know who named these things, but it's pretty appropriate, even down to the red siren color on their chest.
Wow. This is all real life footage. This is not stock footage. This is the real thing. You have this in your backyard? Beautiful. And those moths. You can understand why they're called police car moths, with the black and white spots. It's incredible. And the cameramen and the footage, they're so up close and personal, aren't they? Just stunning. Stunning.
You know, bees aren't the only ones that pollinate flowers. Everybody wants a bit of that nectar, and that really, it's amazing how many animals participate in that. This is a pack of gray wolves. There are 3 of them in this pack, and it's interesting because none of them are gray. Well, one of them is, but wolves come in so many different colors, and in this case we've got 2 white wolves and 1 male that's got dark gray and light gray colors. It was beautiful, but you can just see these wolves are hot and they just want to stay cool in the shade as much as possible, and hopefully avoid the bugs, which they're not having too much luck at. Neither was I, for that matter.
Wow, the wolves. I bet you they'd love the cold. They look very similar to huskies, don't they? I have a Siberian husky here. His name's Mazikeen. He loves the cold. We're sleeping inside with the heater on during the winter. We'll find him outside in the freezing cold. Well, what we call freezing cold. What I call freezing cold here is about 12 degrees.
And here we are at beautiful Peyto Lake. Now, when you're up in the mountains, you do get lucky, and on your way to Jasper, quite often you'll see mountain goats. And goats are really amazingly adept to living in these climates, right down to the fur. Right now, they've still got a lot of their winter coat, which is starting to molt off, and they've got really spongy hoofs that are like climbing shoes in a way, and they're really well suited to being on rock and keeping them well gripped. This little guy's not exactly sure what to think of me being there. Now, here's an example of how those hoofs are really good at keeping them on the rocks. He's got a little itch, and he's on 3 legs, and he's on a pretty precarious spot, but doesn't look the least bit bothered by it. And I love the spring because all the calves come out, and really, whether it's a calf in the wild or a baby animal anywhere, they've all got such wonderful personalities. And right now, it's just time to eat as much grass as possible, and really fatten up and grow as quick as possible. They've got to be ready by the winter time to handle some pretty extreme climates. And you can see that these calves are very young, but they're still really agile.
Wow, mountain goats. They're so cute. I want one. Well, no, I don't really. Oh, they're just so cute. I'm just loving all this footage. It's incredible. Again, wow. Canada, you have all this in your backyard.
Now here we are up in Jasper. This is on Medicine Lake, and I came across these 2 hoary marmots. Actually, there were about 3 of them, and they were just chowing down on dandelions, or what was left of them, the stems. And it's amazing how many animals feed on dandelions, but that is a real key food in the spring, because they're full of sugar, and they're a really easy, quick way to fatten up. Later on in the video, you're actually going to see some bears eating dandelions. And of course, we've got a little chipmunk. Now this is a chipmunk, which looks a lot like a barred squirrel. The key difference is size. And there I was on my way to Jasper, and I look through the bushes and I see something moving, and it turns out to be a really beautiful black bear. Now this black bear is pretty chunky, and I have to admit that this piece of footage is actually later in the end of the summer, so he's already starting to fatten up pretty good, preparing for his winter sleep, but nonetheless, a beautiful black bear.
That is a beautiful big black bear. Wow. These cameramen, they've got some big kahunas, haven't they? Just look how stunning they are. But they look big. Leave a comment. I know the moose can weigh up to 700 kilos. What about the black bear?
And again, with the fresh water, there's so many beautiful places. And this morning was spectacularly calm. You could just see the mountains reflected perfectly. Of course, all kinds of animals in the Rockies. I got lucky and got this trout. Ravens are everywhere in the Rockies. Now look at the beautiful felt on the antlers of this elk. He is going to be a monster come fall. And he's going to be a lot different than he is now. But right now, he's as gentle as can be. He's feeding on plants, leaves right now, just stripping them off. Just look at that. Just I really found that really fascinating how he was just peeling those right off the branches. And look at where he is. I mean, this is what makes the Rockies so incredible.
Well, that's not a moose. That's an elk. Okay. I didn't know there was a distinction. I didn't know they were different. The size of the antlers. Oh my gosh. And the views and the water. It's so clear. You can see the mountains are just a mirror image bouncing off the water. Oh.
It's such a great habitat for wildlife and even just for a person like me who likes to enjoy the outdoors. Now this elk was just moseying along the side of this small lake, and look at this. This is one of the most incredible things.
He's not wrong. It's incredible.
Lifting into the air as he walks through.
It's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
And here we go. This is a great blue heron, and it's not often you get this close to them. This guy seemed to be okay with us being there. I think he must, or she must have had a nest nearby and was kind of holding her ground. We didn't get too close, but we managed to get some spectacular shots. In marshes in the Rockies, if you ever get a chance, spend a little time because, you know, it's amazing what pops out. Here's a mallard. Very common duck, but still very beautiful. And a family with chicks.
The colours of those ducks, of that particular duck species, they've got green and they've got purple. I've never seen anything like that before. The native wildlife in the Canadian Rockies. Wow. Oh, I am loving it. I'm just loving it so much. Give me more. I want more.
These little guys were curious. They were just having a little bit of a family rest, but the one little guy strikes off and heads out into the lake all by himself.
Oh, look at him go.
This is on the way up to Jasper, and it is the Athabasca River.
Oh, come on, my gosh.
This is where the river changes direction. Well, it's not where it happens, but the Athabasca River flows the opposite direction of the Bow River because they're both on the opposite side of the divide. And again, you know, water is really what makes the Rockies so incredible. There are beautiful mountain streams everywhere. And of course, one of the fuels for life is flowers. This was a shot I was very lucky to get. I woke up early in the morning and this bee was sitting on this flower and it was cold. And it wasn't until the sun came up that the bee started warming up and waking up. So I was able to get this incredible shot that otherwise would be very difficult to get.
Wow, all that fresh water, all those beautiful flowers, just allowing the bumblebees and all the other animals just to be at one. Incredible, just incredible.
And of course, bighorn sheep feeding on, again, more flowers and grass. I mean, the spring is an incredible, abundant time for these animals.
That's a sheep?
It's early summer, and they're just content as can be, eating grass and getting strength for the rut they've got coming in the fall. And you can just see the battle marks on the horns of this beast. I mean, and you'll see later that they are used.
That's a sheep? A bighorn sheep, a Rocky Mountain bighorn sheep.
You can only imagine the battles these guys have already had. And these little bighorn sheep are just so adorable. And you know, one thing about the summer is it's good practice to get your get your footing. I think this guy was embarrassed.
Oh, look at him go. He's going. Oh.
Beautiful Mount Edith Cavell in Jasper National Park.
Jasper National Park. Oh.
And here's what everybody hopes to see in the spring, and I hope you were lucky enough to see this yourself, is bear cubs. They're so incredibly cute.
They're little
Again,
baby
I need to
bears.
remind anybody watching this video that I have a very long lens on my camera, and I've been videotaping wildlife for well over 13 years now, and I know how far away I should be, and I know how to play it safe. So please don't assume you can get close to these animals. They may look cute, but they are they can be dangerous, and you do not want to get between a mom and her cubs. But if you can stand back and get a look from a safe distance, it's a pretty fun sight.
The little baby bears. Wow. Off they go eating the grass. Big mama bear keeping an eye on them, making sure they don't get too far away. Oh, I don't know what else to say. I'm just sitting here just going, wow. Oh my God. They're so cute. The wildlife, spectacular.
And of course, bear cubs, just like other animals, learn everything they need to know about surviving in the wild through play.
Look at them, they're
A lot of
playing.
these play skills, these fighting and chasing and learning their strength is going to be handy when they get to be adults.
It's rough playing.
As easy
It's
as
so
their lives
cute.
look right now, it is nature, and it is an environment that is unforgiving to the weak. So these guys have to become pretty good at living in it.
They're so cute, playing rough with each other. Oh,
Here's
look at them go.
I came around this hillside because these bears were walking down the hill, and so I hiked around, and I was lucky enough that I waited, and sure enough, these heads pop out of the flowers, and I think these are the most incredible bear shots that any videographer or photographer could ever hope to get.
Oh, hello.
How cute is that?
It's so cute. So cute. Let's give it a scratch. Oh, that big mama
I
bear.
really enjoyed the time I got to spend with this little family because it was idyllic. They didn't have a worry in the world.
Daffodils? Are they munching on
And
daffodils?
as we move into fall, the wind kicks in, and fall is a time when there's an urgency, and with rams in particular, the urgency is in the rut. This is on the way up to Jasper National Park.
It's getting a bit colder now, isn't it? Bighorn sheep. Ah, here we go. Let's see what happens
It's one thing
here.
to see rams in the summertime, but in the fall, to witness them in the rut is an incredible experience. Look at these two males face off, and the rest of the group has to join in. There's a lot of challenging going on right now. In this particular rut, the male on the right is clearly victorious. Look at the size of those horns.
Wow, it's getting a bit colder now, isn't it? And these bighorn rams, they're about to get into it, aren't they? Look how big they are, and they're just standing off at each other going, let's go, buddy. Whenever you're ready, it's on.
I don't know if you've ever been to Castle Mountain, but at the junction there's a bridge that crosses the river. These osprey nest here every year, so if you get a chance, check it out. Now we're in the end of summer, and this chick is the size of its parent, but mom is still feeding this chick that's pretty much the same size. Oh, and this was incredible. I was in BC on my way back from Radium, and I saw this big grizzly bear off in the distance.
Oh, wow. Look at that big grizzly bear over there. You hear stories of people seeing grizzly bears in their backyard. Don't know if they're true or not, but I don't think I'd want to come across one of those while I'm putting my clothes on the line in my backyard. I'll tell you that right now.
He's really fattened up for the coming hibernation, and it is late in the season. This is near the end of October, but there's not a lot of snow on the ground, so he's still got a lot of opportunity to try to get those extra calories in. So, and today he seems to be out looking for roots. Just look at that incredible coat and how thick and warm that is.
Getting ready for the winter, you want to have a nice thick coat on, wouldn't he? Oh, he looks scary. He looks absolutely beautiful, but scary.
Another week from now, this lake's going to be completely frozen over. And this female seemed to be putting on a pretty good show for me. I don't know if she thought I was a suitor or not, but I really enjoyed the time I got to spend with her.
Hello. Hello.
I came across these white-tailed deer on actually quite a warm morning when there was a lot of snow coming down. This was November, and this little deer is so cute.
Ooh.
Elk in particular are extremely intimidating during the rut. And I've been in situations where I've actually had elk chasing my car. They become extremely aggressive. They collect harems of cows, and there's always competition coming in and trying to take what you've worked really hard for. So it's an incredible time.
Oh.
And even these young elk, these young bulls, put up quite a fight. Personally, I wouldn't want to be on the other end of those pointy horns.
Those elks, they're really going for it, aren't they? With their horns and stuff. You don't want to be attacked by one of them, do you? Go back to the white-tailed deers. Oh my gosh, their tails. They were so cute. They were absolutely beautiful. They wouldn't go you like these guys, would they?
And at the end of the day, as the sun sets, there's still a calm in the air, and there's still a peace. The first snows of winter have landed on the ground, and the energy has changed so much. The males are a lot calmer now. They've accomplished what they've needed to do, and now it's time to concentrate on recuperating for the long winter months ahead.
As winter sets in, the mountains and valleys are all covered in a soft blanket of snow. Spring will come and the cycle of life will start all over again. But for now, there is calm and silence. It's time to rest.
Sign me up for a hat. I want one. That was spectacular footage of all those animals in the Rocky Mountains. Banff and Jasper National Park, just magnificent. I need to get my breath back for a minute, really. I'm lost for words. I really, really not enjoyed, but loved that video. That whole video just blew my mind. Canada, you have all that natural beauty and all those beautiful animals in your country. Just incredible. Incredible. That was the video for today. If you enjoyed it, smash the like button, leave a comment, and please remember to subscribe. That would really help me out. Cheers from down under. Take care. Bye.